And we are recording. So welcome everyone to the first week and the first live session of the Kickstart Bahrain EdTech program. Um, I'm really happy to have all of you join. This is going to be a 10-week program. Today we're going to talk you through what the plans are for the next 10 weeks. We have quite a lot of companies that have applied. I expect that still a few people are joining this call in a minute, trying to figure out Google Meets. But first of all, congratulations everyone who's here, because this is by invite only. So if you're here, it means that you've been selected for the program and part of Kickstart Bahrain EdTech. Um, I have a little bit of a presentation. We don't want to spend more than an hour. I'm sure that all of you are very busy running your businesses. So we really want to every week try to keep it to the hour that we have. You're of course always welcome to stay longer afterwards, but let's get into it. So the program for today. First of all, I didn't introduce myself yet, which I will in a minute. I also didn't introduce Mr. El Sayegh yet, but he will do that in a minute himself. Then I will explain you a little bit more about the program that you just joined, Cohort 1 Kickstart Bahrain EdTech. I will explain you a little bit how things are going to work in terms of the assignments that you have to do every week, where you can find them on the platform, and also all the other benefits of the program that you will have access to. I will tell you a little bit how it's going to work at the end of the program so that you understand what we are building up to. So that will be the graduation and demo day. And there will obviously be space for Q&A. I hope to do all of the things that I just said in about 20 minutes, maximum 30 minutes. And then we will go out in breakout rooms where all of you get to know each other. So where you can tell each other what you're working on, who you are, where you're from, and get to know who the other edtech entrepreneurs in this program are. Like I said, I'm currently in Singapore, so for me it's 5 minutes past 4, and we are gonna make sure that we wrap this up at 5 o'clock my time, and whatever time that is in your time zone. If you have questions along the way, I assume by now that after COVID and everything, most of you are familiar with video call platforms. We are using Google Meets, at least for now. Maybe we change that later on. In Google Meets, there's two ways to post your questions. So there's a Q&A function that you can find in the bottom right corner, and you see the icon with the triangle, the square, and the round there. You click that first, and then you see a menu opening up that you see on the right where you can select Q&A. So just put any questions in there. This is primarily for when Mr. Wasim or I are presenting, because then you don't have the option to actually jump in during the presentation. You can also just drop your questions in the chat. In the future, most of the sessions will just give everybody access to the call, and you can talk. You don't have to put it in the Q&A or in the chat anymore. Okay, so I already mentioned twice a name of Mr. Wasim. Wasim, can you please introduce yourself, and I'll stop sharing my screen so people can actually focus on you.
Yeah, thank you, Robin, and welcome everyone. Good morning first. My name is Wasim Al Sayer. I'm originally from Lebanon, and I've been living in Bahrain for the past 17 years. I'm the founder for Milkart Consulting and Kickstart Bahrain. So in Milkart, our main business is to help entrepreneurs and companies to expand into the MENA region and specifically in Bahrain. Okay. And then we started Kickstart Bahrain almost 5 years back as a co-working space. And this year we decided to launch our first acceleration program to offer the opportunities which is available in Bahrain for entrepreneurs and startups, okay, for companies or startups which are out of Bahrain, and they have the willing and to come to the region. There are many aspects and supporting program that they can have access to that. So and stationed in Bahrain, you have access to the full GCC and MENA region. So this is the initial target behind the acceleration program, and we will be adapting this program to your needs and your as we go throughout this 10 weeks. Okay. Again, I thank everyone for joining us. We have a very good profiles. The companies which you joined, they have done a very good job. They have good potentials, and we are very pleased to work with you and see what kind of contribution we'll be able to add and assist you throughout your journey. So again, thank you very much. And it's my pleasure to work with you throughout the coming 10 weeks. And yeah, we'll keep it for Robin now to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the introduction of yourself and of your organization, Wasim. So I didn't introduce myself yet either, although you have heard my name, which is Robin. I think it's below on your screen also. So I'm the founder of a company called the Startup Buddy. We are an accelerator as a service. Our primary service that we deliver is an online platform where entrepreneurs like yourselves can learn how to build their businesses from scratch. We're going to use that platform quite extensively also in the next 10 weeks. And together with Wasim, we have developed this program. We started doing that in November. I'm going to share a lot more about what's going to happen the next couple of weeks. But I'm super excited that we can do this together. For us, it's also quite new to be active in Bahrain and in the MENA region. And I'm really excited about a lot of the companies that applied. There's really a lot of very good entrepreneurs going to join this program. So thanks a lot all for joining and for being here today. And I hope you're going to have a great experience next 10 weeks. With that, I will go back to my slides for a minute. I always announce that so that you know why I might not react on something that's happening on my screen, because when I'm presenting, I don't see all of you anymore. So I will first share a little bit more about what's going to happen the next 10 weeks, because pretty much on purpose, we haven't told you very much in detail before today. And that is because this program will be a little bit different from what you might know from other similar accelerator programs. Very often the accelerator program upfront is very fixed, like we're gonna do this, 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 and this, and you have to make sure that you hit all the milestones along the way. And you as entrepreneurs don't have that much influence on the program itself. We decided to actually do it the other way around. We will be trying to make a program that is based on what your needs are. And we already asked you during registration what the things are that ideally all of you wanted to get out of this program. By the way, I say all the time you. So we have received, I think, 40 people more or less who applied. Altogether, I believe 29 companies. I say I believe because some companies didn't fit, so we had to take them out. So at the moment, there's 25 companies that are registered on the platform under this program. And so far, we have selected 10 companies to be part of this cohort. But as you might be aware, we still do accept additional applications until next Tuesday, so the 26th. Today will be very much an introduction session, and that's also why we're recording it. So if people still want to join, they can still do so. After next Wednesday, the group is the way it is. So when we asked you, what do you like to get out of the funding? In summary, these are a few of the points that you wrote down. I've very much summarized it. There's two things that stood out very clearly, which you can see on the left side. All of you are interested in fundraising, how to meet investors, how to basically find the resources to build your company. We will spend quite a significant amount of sessions and time on that. The other thing which was very clear is that many of you like to network, either with fellow entrepreneurs or potentially maybe with government, for example, in Bahrain, or with potential customers, like in many of your cases, schools or universities. But basically, all of you are looking for people that can help you build your business. Furthermore, what came up is also mentoring. So there will be mentors. We have quite a number, I think 5 by now mentors, and that's excluding Wasim and myself for this program. So they will join the program and start helping you more hands-on in the second half of this program. Then obviously some of you just want to learn content about education, technology, how to develop your platform, how to do sales, how to do marketing, all the things that you need to know about learning your business. And hopefully not surprisingly, the program is called Kickstart Bahrain. Many of you want to know more about how it is to set up your business in Bahrain, how you should do business there, how you can use it as a hub to the rest of the Middle Eastern region. So we will have sessions about that too. So this was your own input. For now, this is what the program will look like. Again, I keep saying for now. If it turns out that in week 2 or 3, there's one topic that we should really cover because many of you let us know, or it comes out during the individual sessions that many of you would like to get into the weeds of that, we will probably simply replace one of the sessions that you currently see on screen. But the first 3 sessions are pretty much fixed. So session 1 we're doing right now. Next week, we will have an external speaker talking about EdTech and the current trends in this sector. Then in week 3, we will focus on how to do business in Bahrain, how to set up a company, what is good to know culturally and in many other respects about running your business from Bahrain, and how you can also use Bahrain as a hub to the rest of the region. And then after that, in week 4, this is a session that I personally very look forward to. We will actually let all of you evaluate each other. I don't think that Camille is here on the call today, but he's somebody that I've known since a while, and he's also an edtech entrepreneur since a couple of months again, together with Romain, who I think is live. What we discussed a few weeks ago is that one of the things that's very hard when you're building your new business is to get honest feedback on what you're doing. Sometimes you try to get it from your customers, which of course is very good to do. But customers tend to be a little bit friendly about their feedback. And you also have a double agenda because you're also trying to sell them something. You now have the opportunity to actually exchange ideas with fellow entrepreneurs who are in the same industry, but none of you, as far as I know currently, based on your registrations, are competing with each other. And I think that's going to be a fun session because you can really learn much deeper from each other and help each other. Then we have a session planned about business development, sales, and marketing. How do you basically reach your customers? Week 6, we want to go into the technical setup. All of you have a software type of solution that you're working on, but not all of you are at the same stage of developing that yet. So that's going to be week 6. And then we will have the first selection round where we will check how involved everybody has been, if you actually have been keeping up with the program and where you are on the assignments. Assuming that everybody is doing great, you move on to the next phase of the program where we are also going to connect you to mentors. So we will have a mentor speed dating session where you can meet all of the mentors very quickly so that after that you can have longer individual sessions with them and go much more into detail with the questions that you have for your business. Then in week 8 and 9, we will start preparing for the demo day. We will discuss fundraising, what investors look for, and how to convince them to invest in your business. These sessions we call pitch drill 1 and 2. And then week 10 will be an open session for now where we can cover anything that you guys still have as questions and that we didn't cover before. And then, of course, all the way at the end, we have the graduation and demo day, which is planned for Thursday, the 30th of May. All the other dates are already in your agenda. Maybe double check, but they should be in your agenda. We keep track of everybody who's showing up. This is also relevant for the selection that we do for the mentoring phase. The graduation, we will announce a little bit later, but you can already put it in your calendar for now. We cannot tell you yet if you're pitching, because that depends on how well you keep up with the program. We'll let all the companies that do well pitch. So if everybody is well involved in the program, there will be 10 companies pitching as it stands right now. If it's only 3, that would be a pity, of course, but then it's only 3. But only the ones that we feel we want to put in front of the investors will pitch. By the way, we already have 3 investors for the panel. So please make sure that you're pitching. So I mentioned a couple of times already that there's going to be assignments, that we're using a platform, and that there's also other benefits and perks that you can leverage on during Kickstart Bahrain, which I'll share a little bit about now. All of you are here, so that means that all of you have an account on the Startup Buddy platform. Because otherwise you simply didn't register, and you wouldn't have gotten invited for today. So it also means that you have figured out how to sign up. Maybe you have looked around on the platform already a little bit. At the moment, there are no assignments yet, which is on purpose because, like I said, there can still be companies registering until next Tuesday. From next week, we will start giving you assignments every week. That will usually be related to the topic of the live session that week. But there might be some additional work that you will need to do as well. How much work every assignment is very difficult for me to say at this point because most of you are at different levels of your development. So if you have been in business for a longer time and you already know exactly what you're working on, maybe you already have a prototype, things like that, it will cost you less work to keep up with the program. If you are really only in the idea stage, and some of you are, it will be more work. But the good news is every assignment that you will get is work that you will probably have to do to build your business anyway. So we will not give you any assignments that you only need to do for us and to stay in the program and then never use again. Everything should actually add up to helping you develop a better company, a better team, and better product or service, to all of the things that as an entrepreneur you need to work on. The assignments you will be able to find here in the dashboard of your account when you scroll down a little bit, or you can find it. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor, but I will try anyway. So here on the left side, if you can see my cursor, I'm rolling over it. You see a little text box that says goals. Every week, the assignments for that week will be published over there. And when you click there, you will see boxes very similar to the registration goal that you filled out earlier. I have a few goals here already because I'm using a different program to show you how it will work. But for you at the moment, if you check it, it will still be empty until next week. So you will have weekly assignments. Something that I want to mention right away, because we get quite frequently questions about, did I do all the work that I was supposed to do? So every week you will get one goal, and it will simply be called week 1, 2, 3, etc. So that should be pretty straightforward. You know that you're done when here at the bottom it says collected. because you collect coins within the Startup Buddy platform when you've done all the work under that specific goal. You can also double check that here at the top where you see your total amount of coins. So if that didn't go up, you skipped something, you forgot about something, something is missing. Um, if you then want to check again, I'm using a different program than the one that you're in. This is a program that we did together with a polytechnic recently in Singapore. But we have a leaderboard, which you will again find in the menu on the left side. If you hover over it, it will say leaderboard. If you click on it, you will see a screen which is similar to this. Actually, this already is available to you right now. So everybody who's in the program is in a leaderboard at the moment, and one company is at the top, and somebody is in the middle, and somebody at the bottom. The leaderboard is based on two different things. It's based on the amount of coins that you collected, and the amount of coins basically represents the work that you did. How much effort you put in. Did you answer or do all the tasks that you have for this week? However, it does not mean that you necessarily did everything great. That is what you need the score for. So the score is based on the content of your answers. And if you look at the current leaderboard on the platform, you will see that some companies already score a little bit better than others. If you feel that you should be at the top, it's pretty simple. You just go back to your goals and you see where your score is not the maximum, because you can see that. So then when you've been working on the platform, there will also be benefits and perks that open up to you. So we have something called the shop, where you have access to all kinds of benefits from different partners. A popular one is the AWS credits, which you will be able to find there. But there's also a lot of other software tools and things that you can get from there. To make use of any of that, you first need coins, as you can see over here. Sometimes there's a difference in how much coins you need for it. But the logic is very simple. First put in the work, then you get the benefits. Then outside the platform, for those who were here on March 6th for the information session, you've already heard that explanation by Wasim, and especially the session in week 3 will go much more into detail about it. But there's also a lot of benefits that you can get out of the program during or after the program that are offline. If you decide to, for example, set up your company in Bahrain, so that you will be able to do entirely for free. You will be able to have a free office space over there, and you will be able to leverage and get access to a lot of government grants that will be available there. Like I said, we will go in much more detail about that in week 3. How to use that, what's available to you, and things like that. You can also connect within the platform, so network. Like I already said earlier, a lot of you want to actually network with people in the program, but maybe also in other places. So there's a community that you will see on the left-hand side. If you want to connect to each other on the platform, again, you will need coins. Like I said, anything in the platform you need to work for. You don't have to pay for it. The whole platform is free, but you do need to work for it like you have to for your real company also. Then finally, what I very much like to request you, if you haven't already done so, we will not be spamming you with a lot of things. Almost everything for this program, will go through the platform, but there are a few things like the invites that we send for your calendar, maybe an announcement or something like that. It will come through email most of the time. Please make sure that you put this email address, info@thestartupbuddy.co, in your known contacts. That's basically helpful in many ways. That will make sure that you will get any updates that are relevant. But also, for example, if you have an issue with your password, that you get the reset link and things like that. So, sometimes otherwise these kind of emails can end up in your spam folder, and that's just annoying for you and also a little bit for us, to be honest. Then the graduation and demo day. Like I already said, we will be monitoring progress of everyone, both within the platform, but also in terms of attendance for the different sessions. So the session that you are in right now, this is the first one, and we're still inviting people, but these are not optional. We do expect you to be part of this every week. Also because there's a build up in the knowledge that we are providing to you. And it's just not fun for the people who put a lot of effort in to have to get questions and involvement from people who've been skipping a lot of stuff. Very much the same like in school. So we will monitor if your participation is what is needed to come up with a good pitch at the end and to improve your business. The companies that basically top the leaderboard at the end of the program, so you will be able to see very crystally clear and transparent where you are in those terms. Those will be pitching. The pitching will be on Thursday, May 30th. Uh, it will start the same time as this weekly session. It will just be a little bit longer because there will be networking afterwards with the investors and things like that. The pitching itself, we will prepare you for it much more than what I'm doing you now, but I'd just like you to have a sense of what you can expect. The pitch itself will be 3 minutes. So in those 3 minutes, you will need to be able to tell all the audience what your company is about and why it's interesting and why they shouldn't get in touch with you and maybe invest in you. After it, there will be 5 minutes of Q&A with an investor panel. We already have 3 investors for that panel. There probably will be maybe 1 or 2 more on the panel and a lot more people listening in. But the panel, they will be asking you specific questions that you didn't cover in your pitch. Okay, that's all for my presentation for today. Like I said, today we're not going into much content for the program itself yet. I wanted to give you an overview of what the program is going to be about. I'm actually pretty decently on time. I also see that more people joined in the meantime, which is super nice. I came to the Q&A. So the next step in the program is that we're going to go in the breakout rooms. But before we do that, I like to ask, are there any questions? And by any questions, I literally mean any questions. Hello? uh, that's not a full question yet. Yeah, where are the recordings of this kept? That's actually a very good question because I forgot to cover that. I can show during the breakout rooms if you want. I don't want to log into the platform and do a live demo because that usually eats up too much time. But within the platform, you can also find what we call the academy. So in general, right, anything that we can do on the platform, you will find in the menu on the left or the menu that's under your profile. The academy will be in the menu on the left. It has the icon of like one of those graduation hats. If you open up there, there will be in the coming weeks new resources like videos, texts, all kinds of learning materials that we will upload there. These sessions, the one for today, will be uploaded there as well. So, and we will assume that after a session, also if you weren't able to make it, that you did watch the session. Because we want to keep the speed in the program. So of course there can be reasons why you have to miss 1 or 2 sessions, but then please make sure that you watch the recording of it. We'll make it available in the academy. More questions? I think there's not yet, I believe. Okay. In that case, I think that all of you are very keen to meet each other. It's going to be the first time that I have to do this on Google Meet. So give me a few seconds. Basically, we're not going to return here central anymore. Um, so I'm going to say bye to everybody centrally right now. What we're gonna do after this is we're gonna have two rooms, virtually, obviously. I assume that all of you by now know how a breakout room works. If that's not the case, put it in chat. Then I'll explain it in more detail. But we'll put you in two rooms where everybody will be able to see and listen and talk to each other. The same that I'm doing at the moment. The idea is very simple. Get to know each other. Try to get to know each other as much as you can. Um, Try to find out what everybody else in the program is doing. Mr. Wasim and myself, we will make sure that we are in two different groups so that we can help facilitate the discussion a little bit. Um, we plan to do this up till my time around 5 o'clock. You're allowed to hang around longer if you like. That's not an issue. Next week, the session will be about EdTech. Like I already said, we will have an external speaker. Of course, we are going to be there again to facilitate the session as well. This week you don't have to worry about assignments yet. There's no homework yet. We'll start with that after next week. So with that, I'm going to concentrate on setting up the breakout rooms, and I really look forward to meeting you in the breakout rooms and seeing you again next week. Oh, and I'll stop the recording.